Today is a hiking day and we're going to hike up Table Mountain.
Our plan isn't to hike all the way to the top because that's really high, and I think you also have to pay to go up there. But
and we're also not that fit to hike because it takes 6 to 7 hours to go till the top.
Our couchsurfing host recommended that we try this trail here in the back of his house that actually goes up about halfway. So it's something like a 2-hour track that we can go up, and then there's also like a lot of pathways parallelly against the wall of the mountain where you can actually just walk around at the same level. And then yesterday we saw some tiny waterfalls as well, so we're curious to see if there's any more left today.
Yep.
But it's a bright sunny day and
Such a
it's super
contrast
hot.
to how it was yesterday. Huh?
It's around 21 degrees.
Hey, look, someone's paragliding.
Oh, nice. It's around 21 degrees, but the sun is shining bright and there's no wind.
There's no wind.
So our plan is to just walk up to see how far we can go and then maybe walk along one of those trails here and there. And are you ready?
Let's go.
So we just came up this path and now we're stuck because there's a way this way and there's a way that way.
And there's no board.
And the mountains are on both sides.
If we go left, it'll just loop around and take us back to the same path. But if we go right and then turn left somewhere there, that's the actual Castile Spoot hiking trail. I think we should go this way.
So these two really friendly guys just helped us find the route.
I was expecting a big board here, but this is the board we need to follow. It's so tiny.
So we're right now at this turn-off point. We came down this way and this path actually continues further up to one of the ravines. But we were recommended for a first-time hiker in Table Mountains to follow this little path that goes behind the bush.
It just goes along the cliff of the mountain, so we have a nice view. It's not too steep, and if you keep going this way, I think we can go to the other side of the Table Mountain also.
So these guys also told us that there's a cable car that goes all the way from the end of this trail to the very top. So if we want to do that, if we still have time and energy, we could actually get on the cable car and go all the way to the top. So it's now around 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah, but you must say that this route is so scenic. It's so beautiful.
Everything is so lush and green. I really enjoy this change after seeing the vast deserts of Namibia for almost a month.
Yeah. It's 2:42 now, and we have walked 8,000 steps.
So that means at least 5 kilometers.
Yeah.
So we've now made it to the halfway mark or so on this trail. But we're at the very base of the first large Table Mountain. So we learned that all of the other mountains which are further towards the south, there are actually 12 different cliffs. And each of them, when they come together, they're actually called the 12 Apostles. So Table Mountain is actually one of the mountains that the locals call Table Mountain. Although all of us as foreigners, we typically call all of this as Table Mountains. So the one big one, which we're actually at the base of right now, it's a very flat mountain at the top. So that's where a cable car apparently goes from the very bottom to the top. So that's the main part of Table Mountain. And the 12 Apostles, there's just a lot of ravines, gorges and valleys in between as you go till the very edge, which I'm sure spans a few kilometers. But of course, those routes are much harder for us. We are not walking that way.
And I think right now we're at the spot which is in between the Lion's Head and the Table Mountain. This is a small valley.
Lion's Head is right here. But this entire route is just really beautiful. There's a lot of greenery. There's a lot of trees.
There is water, mountains, greenery, mountain peaks,
So it's really nice and calm to walk around in. We hear a lot of nature.
birds chirping. We can see some small helicopters and flights in the air.
Yeah. It's
People
actually
are
so beautiful.
paragliding.
I imagine that probably if we make it to Australia someday, it would look a lot like this. At least that's the impression we've got from videos
Both of
on the
them are
internet.
at the same latitude, right? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. So I imagine this is what even that looks like. Just stopped for a snack break. I found this really cool lookout point where we're just sitting. What do we have, Shish?
We have something like a bonda. It's called corn and chickpeas bite. It's vegan.
Okay. Not bad.
Mmm. Nice.
I mean, better with some sauce. And we've made it to the end of the trail. How was it?
It was absolutely beautiful and not at all strenuous. It was like walking in the park. But not a park, you have the ocean on one side and the mountains on the other side. Do you think we can climb Lion's Head also today?
That's a long walk. We're trying to decide between taking the cable car up to the top of Table Mountain or heading up this hiking path again, which I think is another 3 hours of walking uphill to the top of Lion's Head. We still have 5 hours to sunset.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. So I guess you can figure out now that we made the mistake of climbing up Lions Hill. So we're right now about 2/3 of the way up, and we've just been circling around the mountain to get to the very top. But the views from up here are incredible. What do you see behind us?
Yeah, you have different kind of views all around this mountains and it's spectacular.
What you see behind me is actually the waterfront area of Cape Town. And on this side, this is called the Bowl, which is like the area of the city between mountains on all sides, except the ocean there. And then Cape Town spreads further that way. So all of this is Cape Town. And we're climbing up this very narrow ridge, just like this, to get to the top, which is still so far up.
They've put handlebars here and here. So, wow! One more here.
Shish is just deciding to sit it out here because it's getting really steep. We have to go up. finally made it to the top of Lion's Head. Finally made it to the very top of Lion's Head. Just standing on a rock, and that's Cape Town below. Oh my god, so scary. And that right there is Robben Island, which is where apparently Nelson Mandela and many other freedom fighters are actually housed. So it's just off of Cape Town. Heading back down, Naushish is right there. And all this. Still can't believe we hit. Oh.
Subscribe.